Hey everyone, it's Matt with Cruises, Rooms, and Reviews. We're here on Allure of the Seas, and we are in a different room category than we've ever stayed in before, and we think it's a fairly unique one and pretty cool. It's called an ultra spacious ocean view room with large balcony. It's on the 7th deck, and it's in a pretty unique location, so we'll make sure we show you the location also. Let's check it out. As you can see, it's 7730, just a normal door. It's kind of a private hallway right here, because let me show you. We are all the way at the aft of the ship. And this is the Deck 7 main hall. We are a bit of a walk down from the main central elevators. If you're not a fan of walking from the elevators, this certainly would not be a room for you, but you come around this hallway and you have your door right here, and you're the only one right here. So less traffic is a nice thing about this room. One thing real quick to show you about that location I mentioned earlier is as you come out the room, you have a door right here that leads you right out onto the rock climbing wall deck here above the boardwalk. So quickly show you that. You walk out, have a great view of the Aqua Theater. Got the rock wall right there. And then you have a set of steps that take you directly down into the boardwalk. Now, you can come out here and watch the Aqua show, but it will get crowded with people who stand or get some chairs from over there, watch the Aqua show. So let's head on in. The immediate thing they say about this room, for a standard balcony, that is an ultra spacious room, and you can see right from this angle that it is definitely fitting that category. Just a huge space out here. Usually that table is in the middle, but we move it off to the side so that we can take advantage of this large amount of space. So that's one of the key features of this room, is how large the room actually is. It is at least the size of a junior suite. I would say probably a little bit bigger, and we'll show you why and some of the other features of this room. But let's go over the main part of the room first. As you come in, your bathroom is right here on your right. So we have the couch here. It is a pull-out couch, so you could sleep 2 people on this couch. It's an older couch. I'm sure it's the original from when Allure was put in, but it's quite comfortable, so it does the job. You do have a porthole to the outside right here, which is nice because of how wide this room is, and it's long ways on the ship, so you have enough room for a porthole, and your doors out to the balcony, and we'll show you more of that in a bit. You do have the vanity area over here, storage down here. You get a nice small shelf here. We store our key cards here, so it's very handy for that. Storage cabinet, great for smaller items like makeup. You have another small storage cabinet that you might miss down here, and we've put our suntan lotion down here and some other doodads in there. It's quite a small storage spot, but it's there. You have a makeup mirror. There is lighting on it. Nice large vanity desk area. You have a switch here for the light here. You have 3 US outlets that are very close together. Large area. You can see we've got a cord going across here because we've brought a fan along on this trip because we like to have some air motion in the room. You have a shelf up here, which we stored a lot on. I believe this is a 32, maybe a 40-inch TV. It seems a little larger than a 32. It's just a standard Samsung ship television. Now this is an interesting little audio device that they have pretty much glued in there onto the cabinet. It's pretty ancient. We haven't used it at all except for to keep track of the time. You can see if you can see the connectors there, these are iPhone 30-pin connectors, pre-lightning cable. So let's see, the last iPhone I had that had a 30-pin connector, I think was an iPhone 4. One thing that lacks in this room, I think, are storage drawers. You only have 2. This one has your hair dryer in it. My wife's put her curling iron in there, but you have 2 rather large, deep cabinets here. but only 2 of them. Here's where your ship refrigerator is. And then quickly wanted to show you under here, there are additional outlets. There are actually 2 US outlets, but the 3 outlets up above are plugged into the 1. So if you unplug this, you would lose the 3 up above. You have another US outlet right here, and then we have the European plug right there, which we have an adapter plugged into. I'll throw a link up above to the video where we cover this European adapter and how to get it. One thing to note, you do have a floor to ceiling, hello everybody, mirror right here, but it's very oddly placed. It's at the edge of the closet. It's at a weird angle. You kind of have to, if you see yourself, you kind of have to step right here, which you can't really see yourself. So it's a little bit bizarre how they set that one up. Next, you have your closet. So the first panel, you have your shelving. So there's a good amount of shelving here to make up for the lack of drawers earlier. And this is also where you have your safe. It's a smaller safe, so good for passports, phones, wallets, but you're not gonna put a tablet or a computer in there. You do get a little bit of access to the closet on this side, so access to your hanging items, the shelf up above. There is a shelf that goes the full width there, and down to the bottom. You can close this. You will notice it does have a nice soft close mechanism. And then we'll move over to the other side, and the continuation of that shelf, access to the other side of the storage area. Moving on to the bed area. It is the traditional Royal King that you'll find in any room. This can be split apart into twin beds if you need that. You have this open style end table here. Good for storage, but you have to be careful of potentially knocking things off. You do have room lighting controls and an individually controlled nightlight. Over to the other side, you have the exact same table, nightlight, and this is the control for the light for the balcony. Now, one thing I want to show you, and this I've seen on both Oasis and Allure in all the staterooms, or at least the staterooms that I've been in, is if you look under one of the sides of the beds, get under here, not much light, but you'll see there is a single US outlet, which is great. We have this anchor device plugged in here, and I have 2 cords coming to this side, one being my iPhone charger and one being a lightning cable to charge my phone or my iPad. And then I have a 10-foot lightning cable, USB-C lightning cable, coming over here and charging this charging device, which can charge an iPhone and a watch at the same time. Now let's check out one of the cool features of this room that you don't see on other balcony rooms, is if you pull this curtain back, you have a whole separate little room here with 2 bunk beds in it. So a single bunk bed there, ladder to it, and a single bunk bed underneath. It also has its own closet. Storage shelf up above, closet, storage underneath. And also, under the bunk bed, there's plenty of storage. You can see we have a couple of suitcases under there. You can sleep 2 more people in this room, so I believe this room holds up to 6 people. You could have 2 people in here, 2 people on the sofa bed, and 2 people on the main bed. Let's head over and check out the bathroom. One thing to note, this is where your main switches are for the room, so when you come in, they're not right next to the door because that's such a small area, so they have them over here. Your master switch, room lighting controls, and then this one with the red light is your bathroom switch. Also up above, you have your HVAC controls, standard dial. Let's head into the bathroom. It's a good size bathroom for a standard bathroom configuration. You have your towels right here on the left as you walk in. You have a single sink, some good storage to the right of that, 2 more storage shelves underneath, though you do have your toilet paper right in the middle of that one, so not a big fan of that part of the configuration. Also some storage and a trash can underneath the sink. Good size mirror. shelving just to the side, 3 shelves, and this little tiny drawer. I do like when they have high shelving in a room, especially for keeping medication up high. So let's talk about this shower. It's a standard shower you'd find this type of room. I do like on these ships the size of the shower. I think you get more square footage than you would get on the Freedom or Voyager class ships. You do have the standard slide panels. The ones in this room do slide very easily. You have 1 shelf for your items, a foot bar, your controls, the Salt and Breeze double duty hair and body wash, some hooks. But here's what I want to talk about is this handle. So you got the standard shower handle or shower wand. The shower pressure, it's okay. I've had better in many other rooms, but it's not near the worst that we've ever had. This does have 4 adjustments to it. What it lacks is the ability to adjust up and down the height of the shower head, which we've always had in almost any other room we've stayed in. You only get that much adjustment. If you push this further down, that shower head's just gonna shoot right off, hit you in the head, and guess what? It has happened to me. So that didn't feel very good. And you can go as high as the ceiling lets you, which isn't also very high. There's not a lot of adjustment for this shower head. If you are looking to take a shower to just wash down your body and not actually get your hair wet, it makes it very difficult without that level of adjustment that you see on almost any other ship. Not a big fan of the way they set up the shower in this particular room. So let's head out to the balcony, and there are some really great things about this balcony, but there's some things I want to point out also. So here is the door. You do have the standard sliding door with the handle. Down is locked, up is unlocked. Quickly show you, it does have a safety lock if you need that. Open that up, head out. We do have the grandeur of the seas next to us today. Now, here's the great thing about this balcony. It is huge for a standard balcony room. So let me show you. You got room for 2 loungers. We've actually got 4 sitting chairs. So you see, I'm only giving you these middle views. I can move over here. But it is a super wide balcony. Not super deep, but very wide. So for a non-suite room, this is one of the larger balconies you can get. And a couple things to show you, just to note. One is the configuration of this balcony is a bit different than other rooms. Like if I sneak around here, I'm not gonna show you the other balcony, but you can see that white metal railing, which is what you have across all the balconies on the ship. When you get here, that cuts off and it starts this wood railing that continues on beyond the ship and wraps around. Now this I will show you because that is a public area that is off the rock climbing wall, and there is some seating there, so people could be coming in and general folk and coming in and sitting there, but we haven't had a problem with that at all. The condition of the balcony, I will say the condition is rusty. There is some upkeep. You got a lot of chipped paint down there. This needs a lot of varnishing. It looks like they have varnished the other side of it. You can see start of fresh varnish there, but haven't come in and done this room. You can see there's paint chipping all over this, rust marks. While this is a big balcony, you can just see the rust running down there from up above. It needs some care. It needs some paint. It needs some varnish. It is just not in great condition. But if you want a large balcony, if you want to host a lot of people out here but not be in a suite, this is the one for you. So we hope you enjoyed this tour and overview of room 7730, an ultra spacious ocean view with spacious balcony. I think I got that right. It's probably wrong, but it's close enough. Now let's answer the question, would we stay in this room again? And it's a loaded question this time, because there are things I love about this room, there are things I do not like about this room. One, it is huge from a pro perspective. This is a very large balcony room. Now you do pay a little bit extra. You're not gonna pay what you pay for a suite, but you do pay a little bit more than you would pay for a standard balcony room. But it is a huge room. I don't feel clustered at all. We have 3 of us in this room, plenty of space. 4 or 5 people could easily get in this room. 6 people, might be pushing it a bit. But we have, for 3 of us, is a plenty of space, and we have no problems with the size at all. Another pro is that separate bedroom area. So you have a little bit of privacy between you and your children sleeping. And actually, there is a curtain, I didn't show that earlier, that you can draw across the entire room to separate off the sofa bed from the main sleeping area. So if you're looking to divide up the room, you can have 3 separate sleeping areas. Another pro, which I love about the Oasis classrooms, is that electrical outlet under the bed. If you have the right devices, you can set up charging for your devices right next to your bedside, which I find very convenient. Let's go into the negatives for this room. There are 2 main negatives I want to cover. One, we talked about the shower and the non-adjustability up and down of the shower. That is a real pain in the butt for us. The balcony, you know, the pro of that balcony is definitely the size. It is a huge balcony, but a couple negatives around it. One, they've packed it with so much furniture, it is hard to move around. The bigger negative, as of right now, the condition of that balcony just isn't great. It needs varnish, it needs paint, there is rust everywhere. It just doesn't give you a great feeling of being in a nice, welcoming space when you have all this rust around you, paint chips. So Royal, you got some work to do to clean up this space. The other con isn't a problem for us, but I did want to note again, this is a very low, we're all the way at the aft of the ship. Just like an aqua suite that would be right up above us, it is all the way down as far as you can get from the elevators to the rear. So if you have walking issues or you just don't want that long of a walk, this is probably not going to be the room for you. Who would this room be for? Well, obviously it's geared towards a family. Mom, dad, maybe a grandparent, children. This is a room for you if you want to be all together but not have to pay a suite price. But would we stay in this room again? Which is the question we always answer on this channel. And we're gonna go with no. We're not gonna stay in this particular room again. We may try a different one, but this particular room, just the upkeep of the balcony, it just doesn't feel welcoming out there. But the biggest thing is that shower head, the configuration of that just doesn't work for us. We've never had that problem before, and it's a real pain in the butt. We've had the shower head fall out on our heads a couple of times when trying to adjust it. Just not a great situation with that shower. For that reason, being the big reason, we're probably not gonna book this room again on Allure of the Sea. So that's our overview of 7730. We hope you enjoyed it. We know it was a long one, but this was a lot to cover on this type of different room that we've never stayed in before. Also, check out the rest of the Cruises, Rooms, and Reviews channel. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future cruising content. This is Matt from Cruises, Rooms, and Reviews. Happy cruising, everybody.